We're coming to you live here at Maspoort in Limpopo, speaking to frustrated farm owners, saying that the road infrastructure could potentially even threaten food security due to the lack of infrastructure that impacts their logistics.
Well, good morning and warm welcome to East London, where we are at an area called Fairgrove. This is an area that is a mixed development. It's about just 10 minutes from King Paulo Airport, and as you drive in to the airport and close to that area, we are seeing quite a lot of construction. But in contrast, where we are, there are many concerns with the state of the road in terms of there's a lot of potholes. And one of the community members told us earlier on that this roads here in her area have not been fixed in the past 12 years. I will be joined now by one of the community leaders, Usiso Bulelwa. Thank you so much, Siswam, for your time. You were telling us earlier a very concerning story about an accident that took place here. Tell us more.
It was sometime last week. As you see, if you notice, there are potholes. So when the taxis are coming, what they do, they move from the road because they're worried about their cars. So what they do, they come where the children are working, where the people are working. What happened down the road next to my house, there were two children who were walking there. Literally, the car went straight to them, where they were bumped to be pushed according towards my gate. Not only that, what happened is we as community members, we have to go and collect sand and collect soil in order to put it back into the potholes.
Does that ever help looking at the state of the road with the initiative that you took?
It has become more than actually potholes. It had even become, pain into our hearts because it doesn't help. How many times we have put in soil there, it doesn't even help a bit. What happened, we even asked if we can be assisted. You know, there was, they fixing the road, the big road there. We were even asked our councillor, can he even ask WHO if he can help us with the tar? Just we will do it ourselves to patch it. But we didn't get any assistance. That's why we decided to stand and let the world know this is what we're living in. It's very painful. We are in a community, not only as the RDP houses, there are also undeveloped side and that side where there are shacks, they are also using the same road. There are transports, there are children walking the same road. Where will the children go if you're going to bump them over there where they're supposed to be going?
What is your councillor saying about the state of the road, since you say that over the past 12 years nothing has been done to fix that?
Okay. What happened, the community did write him a letter to ask for assistance. There was nothing said. Since about the last councillor who fixed this road, there was nothing he said about this road. That's why we decided as a community, it is painful to us, we decided to stand. Because we need this road to be fixed. Even the taxis, you know, they only come and collect, they don't come and drop. Because they say because of the potholes. That is what is happening, Ashley.
Okay, final question to you before I let you go. And I'm sure it's not only the issue of road infrastructure that you're concerned about. In the background, we're also seeing quite a lot of filth. What is the council doing about this?
You see, if you look there, if you look each and every house, what happened, we take our rubbish from our house. We don't have anywhere to dump it. You understand? So that happened, there was always a dump place all around us. It is like that. There are people who are engaged, who are cleaning, but there's no cleanliness. You'll see them at 8 o'clock, 11 o'clock, they're gone. They don't even have working materials. So it's always like this. It's always like this. We, the community members, have to deal with this. We actually burn the rubbish, you know. We actually have to burn the rubbish in order for it to be clean. It's very painful while we are living.
Bulelwa Diali, thank you so much for your time. That was Bulelwa Diali explaining to us some of the issues that they have with the roads, but not only that, the state of the area itself, where there also seems to be quite a lot of issues with regards to poor service delivery. It's back to you in studio.
Yeah, quite right, Ronald. Good morning as well. You can see here's a very good example. Timing couldn't have been better as we watch that truck move away. Residents having to dive off into what I'm sure used to be the side of the road. You can see the potholes there as well. So a lack of service delivery, a lack of water. The residents fed up where they are down in East London as well. Let's take you around the country as part of our focus here on eNCA throughout today. We're going to crisscross to various provinces. One of those being Limpopo as well. It's where we find Sindy Sindy, Mabe this morning, also taking a look at the dismal state of roads up there. Hello to you, Sindy, as well. We're seeing live visuals now of a tractor in the background. This is what all days in Limpopo, I hope I'm saying it right, all days. I imagine that tractor is there to try and grade the roads. It's a mess where you are at the moment, isn't it? Good morning.
Good morning again, Gareth, and to our viewers. If you've just joined us, this is our focus on the dilapidating state of road infrastructure here at Masturuam, and we're at the intersection of Tolwe and Duplessis, which is a major nerve center. As you know, this is the freeway that connects Masinda and Lephalale in terms of commuting fresh produce that this farming community feeds us as a nation. The issue of food security has come up as well, let alone that, but the safety of farmers and the response time of authorities in getting to these farms. We're now joined by Martinez Erasmus. He is the former chairperson of the Farmers Association here and member of the EXCO for the Agri Limpopo. Good morning to you, and thank you so much, Martinez, for joining us. We touched on with your colleagues around just the state of the road since 2001, when you were trying to bring attention to this particular issue. In the background, we even have what looks like a tractor that is intended for agrarian purposes, but it's now busy fixing roads.
Yes, Sindy, thank you very much for the opportunity to also share some of my views, and for you guys putting the spotlight on a major problem that we have in our area. Yeah, so the tractor that you see there is actually pulling a grader, which is used on the farms to maintain the farm roads, but because of the lack of support from the government, and the state of our roads, some of the farmers have just pitched in and started fixing the roads themselves. So what is happening there at the moment, they are grading some of the soil on the pad reserve, on the road reserve, and grading it onto the road surface to fill the potholes. Yeah. If it was not for that, I mean, we wouldn't be able to drive on this road at all.
But there's very little road left. I mean, you know, if you were to, a cameraman earlier on just took a drive-through as well. The entire road is in complete shambles. You can barely drive through, even at a slow pace, let alone if you have to now get your fresh produce to market. How long or what's the delay that the road infrastructure has caused in terms of your logistics and efficiency thereof?
In terms of time, I think it's significant, but the major issue is not really the time. It's the cost to equipment, and tires breaking down, and suspension of vehicles and trucks, and also having big transport companies not wanting to come here anymore, and you're having to pay a premium now for them to come and pick up your produce. That is the major cost issue that we have. That's apart from spending your own money to fix the road.
We've also been focusing just on road infrastructure generally around the country, and one could safely say this is a microcosm of what's happening elsewhere in South Africa with the farming communities. But you're also saying you've witnessed what would seem like illegal loads or abnormal loads using this particular route, avoiding the major routes because they don't want to be detected.
Yes, so that actually makes this whole problem even worse, because you see, I've actually experienced it over the weekend where a big truck broke down in front of my gate, my farm gate, and when I went to investigate, I asked the driver, where he's from and where he's going to and what he's carrying, and apparently he was carrying a big generator weighing in excess of 30 tons on a 3-axle trailer, and he's from Durban and on his way to the DRC. So I asked him, why are you traveling here? Because it's way out of it's not the shortest route. Then he says, well, he doesn't have an option, because he can't use the N1 because of, he's afraid of being caught out. So you see a lot of dodgy loads being carried on this road. Because it's in the rural areas, and there's not a lot of control here. So apart even from the local transport that is being done here, you also get a lot of traffic on this specific road that goes into Africa. and it's normally big trucks carrying abnormal loads mostly, or sometimes.
We're not even just talking about border control, because as you were saying, there's absolutely no police visibility. I think earlier on we saw one van. What happens though if there is an incident on the farms in terms of your security? What is the response time there too?
It's not as it should be, or what it could be, because I mean even the police vehicles, you know, they are in very bad condition and very bad state because of the fact that they have to travel on these roads. So your response time is definitely being affected negatively, definitely. So yeah, it's just aggravating the problems that we have at the moment.
Yeah, but in all fairness, you were saying that the municipality has responded. The issue is just the system is not integrated. In other words, you're saying you need to be migrated to the South African National Road Agency because the municipality doesn't have capacity. How far are you in terms of your advocacy work there?
Well, we've been trying for the last, I should say, about 20 years to get that done. But you get the mayor and you get the Legotla, where you have your inputs, and there's a lot of talk, but not a lot of walk, actually. We haven't been able to do that as up to now, but we keep on trying. I think the obvious next step, or what we would really like to achieve, is that this road should be classified as a Sunroll road, because it's a major route. It doesn't look like it, but it is. It's being used like that, and it's it's definitely not a provincial road.
All right, we'll certainly keep an eye on this one, Martinez, but thank you so much for your time.
Thank you, Sindy.
We're speaking to Martinez Erasmus. He is the former chairperson of the Farmers Association here in Limpopo and the current EXCO member of Agri Limpopo. Just expressing their frustration again in not being heard for over 20 years, as mentioned, in just trying to get the road working so that they can get on with the business of supplying fresh produce.
It looks like, Sindy, that sort of road at the moment, if there was to be any sort of repair work there, it's not filling potholes. They're going to have to just simply retar the entire stretch of road, so heavens knows how long it is. But as you were saying earlier, it's basically the highway in the area. There's no way of repairing those potholes. It's a simple resurfacing of the road. There's that tractor Sindy was talking about with one of our other camera positions, doing what they can, grading, I think is what they call that, just trying to make it as smooth as possible. But we all know one cloudburst of rain, that all vanishes as well. Sindy Mabe out for us in Limpopo, getting a real sense up in Limpopo of what it's like to live in these areas and on these roads every single day. Sindy and the team, thank you very much as well. It's part of our focus for today, the lack of infrastructure, of roads in the agricultural sector. A better example of that you could not find. Thanks very much to Sindy and the team.